Hello friends, welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. And in this video, you will learn how to create simple GUI using Python and TKinter. TKinter is a default Python package which is very helpful to build GUI. And in this video, we will build this GUI where you can convert one unit to another unit. So if I say let's say 25 and I'll convert that, so you'll see that 25 miles is equal to 40.25 kilometers. So let's get started. Before we move forward, I would like to show you the repository where you can find the code. So this is the repository, YouTube Python TKinter GUI. Here you will find the code used in this video. And if you find this code useful, please consider giving this repository a star. It helps. Now I have opened my Visual Studio Code and open a folder where I want to write the code. The first thing I'll do is that I'll create a virtual environment. So for that I'll use python -m venv. venv is my virtual environment creating package name, and my virtual environment name is venv. When I hit enter, it will create a new folder like this, and I can source into this new folder and activate my virtual environment. Now you can see that I'm inside my newly created virtual environment. Let me clear the screen. The first thing I'll do is I'll use pip install -r for requirements file and provide the requirements.txt file and hit enter. It will install all the required dependencies, and this small warning says that there is a new version of pip available. I'll upgrade pip as well. Now here in the converter app folder, I have this demo.py. So let's walk through the code so that we can, let me first comment all the code and we will run every piece of code one by one. So first thing we will need is to import Kinter and Kinter Bootstrap. Don't get confused by this Kinter Bootstrap. This Bootstrap is a library to enhance the visualization of your TKinter application. Let me select the virtual environment so that we don't see this warning as well. The first thing we will do is that we need a window and a title of that window, so that whenever we run the code, we will see a window. So if I save this and if I run this Python converter app demo, you have seen that something has come up and gone, and the reason behind it is that we need to constantly run the code in background so that we can see the window. So for that we have a main loop method. I'll uncomment that, and if I run this, you'll see that we have a window box. Now there is a code that creates a geometry for the window, so that what I have done is that every time you run this code, the window will open in middle of the screen. So we get the screen size, whatever the screen size is, and then this is our application width and height, and based on these 4 parameters I calculate x and y. And there is a Windows geometry function where you can provide geometry in a string format where width cross height plus x plus y. So when I run this, let me save this, and when I run this, it will create the application in middle of the screen. Just in case, if I change this to let's say 500 and let's say 250, this will generate the screen in the middle. So this code is to just start the window in the middle of the screen. So let me just get back to the original values of height and width. Now the first thing we will do is we will create a title. So when I save it, so there is a widget called label that takes the window on which you want to render that, and the text and the font just for a better visualization. And in order to add or associate this widget with our window, we need to use pack. There are grid method as well, but for this demonstration we will use pack. So when I run it, you will see the text here. Now let's create a input frame, entry and button. Before I run, let me remove this. We'll get back to that in a moment. When I run it, you will see now we have entry field and a button. So I have created a separate frame. So this is a separate frame. In this separate frame, I have created entry, which is TTK entry and TTK button. Now in order to capture the value of this entry, I have created int var. So whatever we write here, that will go into this entry int, and we have associated this entry to the pack and input frame to the pack, so it renders in this way. Now whenever we hit the button, you can see it doesn't perform any action. So for that we need to provide command here, and command will be a function. So let's say I have a convert function. So let me uncomment this as well, and for simplicity just let me print button pressed. When I save it, first let me close this, and when I run it, you'll see the application, and when I click on the button, you'll see button pressed from this. Now let's do the final step. Let's create another label, output label, and the label of this output will be generated dynamically using this output string, which is a string var, and we will set this into the function so that whenever someone press the button, this value will be set. So let me remove this, and let me uncomment this as well. So let me save this and let me run the full code. So now when you write something here, let's say 25, this 25 is assigned to this entry int. When I click this convert button, that convert button goes to here. We will get the miles from the entry int field with the get method. We'll do some manipulation and generate our kilometer, and this output string variable is set using set method, and I'll set the value for this variable. And so when I hit convert, we will see this output. So I'm sure that you have gained some knowledge, and you now understood how some basic functionality of TKinter works and how you can create GUI in Python. And I'm sure you will learn more about this and you will get more knowledge on this as well. If you like the knowledge I have shared in this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. It helps. Thank you for watching. Peace.